Wars, prick?
No way.
You not into that stuff?
No, not really. The old stuff's okay. I don't like the new stuff.
Mm-hmm. You don't like you like the old Star Wars, just not the new shit.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Well, how old are we talking about? We talking about the original six or the new shit?
Like the like 4, 5, 6.
So like the one before they did the new shit, like what,
The
the new
first
shit.
three.
Yeah, but that was like you're talking about years ago, not recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going? Obviously.
Nah, D went today.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Him and
Yeah.
Andrea got tickets.
Yep. They went to go see it. Oh, I hope they enjoyed it. That's all I gotta say. How long you on for today? A while, or you don't know yet?
Really just depends on what's happening. If I get bored or not.
Yeah, that could
I
happen easily.
only have a couple things to run, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
It could
Still,
be.
still perfecting my Earth DPS. I talked to Hasnovic, and apparently he said I'm doing a good job at clipping it. So just trying to.
Earth DPS. You went back to Earth again?
Yeah. Except I'm DPS first, so tank will always be secondary, just because of how
Mm.
much I hate the mechanics that they do all the time. So,
You just don't want all the. Is it just you don't want the pressure on you anymore?
I just need to figure out tanking over all over again. Like things are, the game's different now, and some of the mechanics I think are stupid. So just have to figure
It's
out a
the
way around them.
part of it. Part of it is artifacts that people don't like
I
using
had
that
my
type thing.
artifacts though. I had my tank artifacts to
Which one?
three,
Not which
all
one?
of them. The seven, the manacles, everything. It,
Okay, so it's like some of those are like saying some people don't like using them, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you gotta have artifacts. I realize that, but
Yeah.
so I'm gonna finish off my DPS elite gear, and then next go around, that's what I'll do is I'll just get the purple gear for tank, and
What are you gonna do for reg? Are you not gonna get the reg set for the peach? You haven't decided.
uh, I don't know. Maybe I'll make that my tank gear. I'm not sure.
Well, you understand this DLC is probably gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, got lots of time. Well, considering how many marks they expect you to get to finish it, it's crazy.
Well, if you got double mark weekend is gonna come up sooner than we probably think too.
I thought it was supposed to be double demogorgons or something.
It is. It is coming up to be double Demahedrons and Mark Meliforms. All I'm saying is it could be a lot sooner than later.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It could be early January. Honestly, we don't know. Yeah. And they'll start with double mark weekend. So then that's the time to really get replays and start spamming like the bounty or something. Quick.
I tried to save them, I really did, but you know how the game is. Doesn't
Oh yeah, it's
happen.
hard to. It's hard to.
Yep. Hey, where you
So
at? I
I've
want to show
already
you something crazy.
in the duo.
Oh,
In the duo. I thought you were running something too.
where are you gonna be when you're out?
I don't know. Hall noon probably. I
All
thought you
right.
were about to run something too. Oh no.
I just have one raid queued up. That's all I have left for marks. So,
Okay.
actually, I'll go to Thanagar and do my dailies. I only do the dailies when I'm on, so if I play like 4 days a week, then that lines up pretty nicely.
Yeah. Plus, if you're ever gonna get that belt, you're gonna need the ignites.
The who?
If you're ever gonna get the belt, you're gonna need the metal ignites.
Where do you get those from?
The dailies.
Oh, like do I need to run the duo and the alert for anything or no?
The monitor energies, but you if you can make a lot of money, it's not as bad.
Mm. I don't know. I'm just trying to
Uh,
stay away from playing 7 days a week so I don't burn out again. Because I still got six
Only
months.
run the duo and alert on your days off. Like honestly.
You mean on my days on?
Well, yeah. Well, your days off. from
Yeah.
work. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's weird though. I'm pretty sure I got charged for 9 months because a 3 month thing, but my subscription only says 6 months. So I guess it'll be up in May.
Okay.
Yep. When you're done that duo though, come to Thanagar. I'll be here for a little bit.
Okay.
You're probably gonna laugh.
Did you get did you go tank roll, hit a power, go with the shoulder pit switch?
No, nothing like that. Way, way better. Trust me, it's worth it.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably be on for a while though, so if you need to run anything, I'm down.
You don't know for sure?
Well, there's nothing that would make me have to get off the game, so it's as long as I want to be on, basically.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I did like Rage though. I would have stayed Rage, but.
You like Earth too much? Yeah.
Mhm. I do that sometimes. I'll just like Rage quit.
Yep. What raid are you queued up for?
I believe MOM or Gotham, one of the. Let me see.
Nah.
I am queued up
Longer.
for. Yeah, Monsters of Metal,
No.
regular.
No.
Dun, dun, dun. Is there any henchmen that drop out of the alert? Or is it just the raids?
Just the raids. Wait, the alert drops the Dark Construct on first boss.
And that's a feat, right?
Yep.
Did they take down the fucking sale now that I have the fucking cards?
Reload the marketplace. It's still there.
Alright, if it's there, I'm good, because I went and got cards for that. I'll be right back.
It should be there. Like, it was there this morning. There's no way they took it off. Like, just close the marketplace. I just saw it like 10 minutes ago.
There you go. 500 cash, $99.99, 15,000, the new Obsidian. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you don't have
redeem
to.
claim.
You don't have to worry about it. It will give you the 15,000. It's not glitched.
No, I know. Ed got it last night.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure it's still up, showing 15 and the shit, because I'm putting these cards in now to buy that to get that extra $30 worth of shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're actually, it's extra 50 technically, dude.
What do you mean? If it's $50 for $10, 10,000, right? That's 84. So you've basically got to drop damn near 250s just to fucking have it to 10,000. So then that left you with, to get another 5,000 marks, you'd have to buy. Oh yeah, another 50. That's right. Okay, cool.
Told you.
So it's almost, it almost saves, dude. That's all. Yeah, that's almost like giving you. Yeah, that's crazy. Add credit, debit card, redeem codes. There we go, right there.
And not to mention, you get that Red Obsidian now. If you're smart, you're not gonna sell it right now. You're gonna hold on.
I'm gonna save it.
Yeah.
It's selling for $1 billion. What do you mean, hold it?
It's selling for $1 billion right now.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw advertised yesterday.
Dude, I could trade the Red Obsidian for my OP Waste right now.
Yeah, but you could also hold on to it, and by the end of, like, let's say 3 months from now, it would go for $3 billion.
Yeah, but they've already said they're going to look at money situations next year.
You could just hold on to it, dude. That's all.
Like I said, G, did they not say they're going to also look at other money options next year?
Fair enough, yeah.
So what happens if I hold on to this and then it ain't worth nothing?
What does that mean?
It's an exclusive. It's not gonna. Its value's never gonna go down. It's like the OG smoke, dude.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Its value is never gonna go down, is it, Brick? Pretty much.
I don't think so.
It's not.
I was going to hold on to it for a bill. Damn, that's tempting because I want my waste. And I'm not getting these things to drop at all, so don't tell me I'm going to get it.
Plus, you got to think, the sooner you get the waste, the more use you get out of it, if you care about that at all.
Exactly.
I would talk to Ed and see if he wants to buy it from me when he gets on tonight. If you don't want to, just hold on to it.
Oh, yeah, the Obsidian? Yeah.
Yeah.
As good as a value of 50. Yes, I want to add. Now I got 52. Enter another code. I don't know. We'll see, G.
Like I said, at least talk to Ed and see if he wants to buy.
Or because Ed knows I've always paid him back, I could always talk about maybe getting a loan from Ed. Just get the waste done and over with now. Keep the money I have and the Obsidian. Later on, sell it for a shitload more, and then just pay Ed back when I sell it.
Yeah.
Have you seen what it looks like, though? It's pretty cool.
No, I want to, though. That's the thing, because I have my tank is now going to be Doomsday and Devastator. So any of the Obsidians, the green and reds, look amazing on Doomsday.
It's not worth you equipping for a bill, though.
9-5.
Here we go on right now.
This code is a value of 50. Yes, I want to add that. So now there's 102.87. I'll put the 25er in. I'll buy the bundle, and then I'm going to turn around and buy the shit out of the 75,000 XPs until I can't anymore.
Really?
And then I'm going to stock them.
The 15,000 doesn't get you very far.
I'm going to stockpile them until the double XP weekend or triple XP weekend on the artifacts, and then I'll consume those with every other stack of all the other rows and all the other tunes I've stockpiled for my main shit.
What artifacts do you still have to get up?
Oh, I'm going all the way to 200, but I'm one of those people that I don't spend money on artifacts like a lot of people do willingly in this game. My tank ones are all at 160 or above. My DPS ones are all at 160 or 170. But the ones I'm going to build are all my tank ones. So when my hand gets better, that's all I want to do. So I'm going to take my Manacles of Force to 200. I'm going to take my Delusive Refractor to 200. I'm taking my Mystic Symbol of the 7 to 200. I'm taking my Gemini to 200 for my Supercharge build. And then I'm taking my Philosopher's Stone for my 5th artifact for tanking to 200 for my non-Supercharge build. And then you will not be able to fucking kill my Earth tank if you fucking tried, as long as I got a Troller and a Healer. I can pull every boss in the fucking room and all the ads on top of me. I bet you I don't die.
Nice.
Let's see.
What are you into, Brick? Anything official?
Trying to help out a friend with DME second boss. Give it a go. Cause I was bored.
Yeah,
I think we should seriously fucking try for a full elite run tonight on the Phoenix Cannon. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't think Phoenix Cannon is very difficult. Gee, I really don't. We've been in there. We got her down a decent amount when nobody had any gear. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. We've come a long fucking way, G, since we've tried that. I think we could beat that full fucking raid.
Yeah. You guys switch chats, Brick, since you're in DME now?
Why?
Okay.
I was asking.
We're going to proceed to checkout. Honey, thank you for getting these for me. Yes, it's still in the game. It was a glitch, so I'm getting it now while I can. So come to find out, it wasn't $30 they gave away. It was $50. So I saved a $50 card I would have had to buy, say, in another 2-3 months from now, that I don't have to spend later.
You want to know actually how much you saved? Hold on.
Yeah, well, I'm buying this either way because it's by far the best bundle you're going to get. Let's see. Add funds, 108. That leaves me with just enough for my legendary, honey. That's fucking perfect.
84 plus.
Oh, nice. Add funds, confirm purchase, 15,000 marketplace plus bonus.
Let's say you had to add.
Waiting on the cash. I know it takes a second to pop up. I may have to back out. We'll see.
What do you buy? Like 100? You put 100 on it?
I put 100 and I put 125 and change on there. So I was at 127 and change, almost 128. It cost a 108 and change to get the whole bundle with tax. So now I've got my 15,000, and now while they're on sale, I am literally going to buy as many fucking 75,000s as I can until I'm out of 15,000 marketplace.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you just use loyalties on the Seals of Preservation? Is that how you got your artifacts to break through?
No, what I did during the 50% Christmas sale, I dropped $200 and I went and bought over 15 total Seals of Completion. I bought an 8-stack of the Seals of Preservation, which I just got, I just found last night. So I use those on anything below a 140, the Seals of Preservation.
Yeah.
And then the Seals of Completion, 140, 160, 180, 200. I'm not going to fucking waste around. Mm-hmm. So I still have 10 total Seals of Completion right now. And they're all for my tank artifacts. And if you do the math, there's 3 of them equipped right now, right? Because that's all you can use. Mm-hmm. So that's 6. My Gemini is going to be my 4th in Supercharge roll whenever they sit there and open that. So that is 8. My Philosopher's Stone is over 127 right now. I will use Seals of Preservation to break it through to 140, and then I will use the remaining 2 Seals of Completion to get that to 180. And then I'll just be having to break it through to 200, and my tank's completely done. Nice. I'm 200 maxed everything. I've got my Jackhammer Aftershock shield loadout for Supercharge, and then I've got my brick loadout with no Supercharge for Philosopher's Stone. And you just ain't going to be able to kill me. That's all there is to it.
See, my only problem, I wish they could just have those seals in the same vendor as the artifacts for source marks. Like, even if they're 100 source marks, like, give people an option to get the seals for free. Like, I know they have the loyalty vendor, but you're waiting on that, like, every month, so.
Exactly. All right, G, 15,027 is exactly what I'm start with. Plus, I've still got 19, almost 20 in my wallet.
How much?
Do what? 1527. So
15. I'll do the math for you right now if you want to see how many you get.
680 divided into 1527.
680.
Yeah.
That let me say 680.
You figure 10.
22. Do you need 22 of them? You think?
You figure, gee, I'm gonna be leveling up fucking 5 artifacts all the way to 200. That's a lot of fucking XP, G.
Yeah, let me
75,000 times, how many did you say? 22?
Yeah, times 2, times 22. That will only get you 3 artifacts at 200, my friend. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but it'll get the Gemini to 200, right? It will get the Manacles of Force and the Mystic Symbols of the 7.
You know what you could do is not buy 2 extra then and buy something else you need. That way, because it says 3.3 mil is how much XP you get on double XP weekend.
Yeah, but it would get another one of those to damn near 180 that wouldn't be at 180.
Sure, I was just giving you advice if you needed something else to buy, that's all.
No, like I said, I mean, you got to understand also, too, with the amount of shit I've got stocked up, G.
Yeah.
On multiple tunes, like 10 tunes deep, fucking all the way down, and we're talking stacks of, you know, fucking 99, 99, 99, 99, all the way across and all the way down, and these stacks are anywhere between 3,000 fucking a piece to, you know, each one that's in that stack, all the way to 1,500s, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. gee, I probably got over 1 million in XP just fucking sitting there.
Yeah.
Am I the only person that deletes the white ones?
I keep everything I get. Everything I get.
They're so tiny, I just don't like looking at them.
Yeah, but if you got 10 rows of them motherfuckers all the way across, they're full. They add up.
That's true.
I've been saving for months, dude. I've been saving for months.
They used to be 10 XP, Rick. They used to be 10 XP, the white ones. They changed it to 20. Which is still better than nothing.
Yeah, I still delete them though. It's kind of a gear thing type too. Like I always delete anything that's not rare or whatever.
You don't put them in your artifacts? You don't even just consume them?
No, I consume them like every day, so I'm kind of bad about that. I should let them stack up, but I don't.
Yeah.
I want to stack up the ones from the vault like over the course of a year, but even that's not much.
No, well, let's do some math here.
Down to 9,500 right now. 89.
No, it's not much. You're right.
75.
Even if you wait for 3,000 XP.
Yep.
Doesn't add up.
Yep.
It's still a nice chunk though. Every Thursday. I wish it was higher. Anybody want to run anything?
I'd like to play some cards, yes.
You'd like to play some cards.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
You'd like to play some cards?
Alright, I'm down to 2780 something. Let's see how many I've bought so far. 18 right now.
Yeah, I told you it's going to be around 22 point something something. That's what it said.
So right now, let's go to tank roll and assess the situation. Shall we, gents? When I go to my brick loadout, for example, okay? 160, 160, 160, right?
Yeah, you already need roughly 1 million XP to get up there, yeah.
Right, so 1, 2, 3, and those 3 are maxed out. The original 4 tank artifacts, which of course, before I do the Lucy Refractor all the way to 200, of course I'm going to do Gemini first, right? So Gemini, Manacles, and Mystic, boom, 200. You can't max them out any better. The shields can't cool off any faster. That'll leave me 0.3, right? Plus what I've got stockpiled. So that pretty much in a nutshell guarantees that my Delucifractor is a minimum of going to be 190 or better. Okay? So you're talking about my 4 main tank artifacts are going to be fucking almost maxed out. Philosopher's Stone's still over 127.
Why do you use that one?
Which one?
Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, I can tell you why. Basically, the way that I come up with tanking and the reason I don't die is when I run my non-supercharge loadout, I have the Gemini is fucking completely useless for me. Mm-hmm. The stats don't mean shit. I can't proc anything, so the circle never shows up because I'm not using a supercharge. Mm-hmm. So the fucking buff you get is completely never going to exist when I run Gemini in that loadout, okay? Sure. So the green circle of healing, the fucking 5% of all the shit you get for your dominance health, yada, 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 your 5% dom, your fucking 4% health and dominance and resto and all that other shit, it's never going to be there, right?
Yep.
So when you look at Philosopher's Stone, the exact same stats you gain at 180 for fucking Gemini are the exact same stats you get on Philosopher's Stone when you fucking get it to 180. The same 4% on the same 4 stats. So okay. You're getting the same buff without having to rely on a supercharge being built up, right? Mm-hmm. The other thing about it is this. I use the Philosopher's Stone because when it's maxed out, basically I'll read it real quick in case yours is hidden or wherever. It cools off my supply drop by 40 seconds faster than anybody else that doesn't use it, right? It's a 200% increase in size. We've all seen the gold ring. Makes it larger of an area of AoE, right? So I got a little bit of room to move around in it. There is 0% power cost or health cost while I'm in that fucking circle when it initially procs. And every single power that I use in my loadout, a pull, a center for the AoE pull, my shields, anything I use, Fortified Golem, if it's an ability in that power set, every time I use any power for the next 8 seconds, I'm immediately cooling down that fucking the next 6 seconds. I'm immediately cooling down my supply drop to reuse again an additional 8 seconds per move used on top of the 40. How many moves can you spam in 6 seconds as a tank using, say, your pull? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 8 of them in 6 seconds, right? Between a shield and pulls. So let's just say you get 8 of them. 8 times 8 is 64. That's 64 fucking seconds plus 40 additional seconds. Your supply drop is that much more cooled down than anybody else's that pops their supply drop on that red. How long does it take to cool off a supply drop? What, 2 minutes?
Couple minutes, yeah.
Okay, so if I've already got almost a minute and almost 2 minute cooldown reduced, and think about this, it's cooled that much off while I'm still in it. You see what I mean? So I'm taking no power cost the entire time I'm in there spamming it. I'm just taking chunks off of the cooldown of supply drop. Not to mention I'm getting the 4% fucking health, dominance, restoration, yada, 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 yada. And I'm full health and full power again the whole time it's costing me nothing. So I'm inkillable in that while receiving the buff. And the buff's permanent anyway. It's 4% all the time.
Yeah.
So it's the same exact stats as Gemini minus Caster's Watch. The only thing I'm not going to gain that Gemini gives, and that's only in this loadout because I've got 2 loadouts, right, is when I use a supercharge, I'm not gaining the supercharge benefit, right? I'm not gaining the green circle, which gives me some kind of heals, which also is also not buffing that 5% dominance extra while in Caster's Watch. That's the only thing I'm not fucking gaining by not running a supercharge. But I'm gaining everything else Gemini give me. If I get knocked out and I don't have a supercharge, but I got a supply drop that's fucking almost never ending, you kind of get where I'm going with this? I've got my own troll, my own healer at all times almost. Not to mention my sodas and everything else. And then if we find out, depending on how the mechanics are spec'd, and that's the reason I got 2 different builds, say you have to kite robins around and shit, right? You're not going to fucking be standing in Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
You see where shit comes into play real quick? You pop that, you get your full shit, and then you're spamming moves for the next 8 seconds, so your shit's cooling off like crazy while I'm not even standing in it anymore, so I can still kite shit. I'm still getting my buff, but I don't have to stand in Gemini to get any benefit out of it.
Yeah, that's one that I kind of disregarded for me anyway. Are you super speed?
No, actually I'm skimming.
Oh, so there, you know dash attack, right?
Yeah, it's a shield. You can 25%er.
Yep, and then there's also metabolic boost, which people used to say was horrible heals, but I used it, and from what I gathered, I could like fully heal my health bar even at this CR with metabolic boost and like for aftershocking and stuff. Probably works with brick tanking too. So it's a pretty viable supercharge, I would say, especially with how like squishy and how much damage you can take with these elite raids. So.
Well, the thing is I have a 25% respect if I ever need it. I have Pheromone Bloom, which juggles and stuns and knocks shit down and keeps aggro, but at the same time heals me. But the thing about Earth is, dude, the way that I'm spec'd because of the shit, I'm absorbing so much that my health doesn't hardly move. It really doesn't. I don't need a lot of heals with this build.
Wow.
The way that I build my shit. So you just give me a little bit of healing, and you can't kill me. Because I'm getting healed off the Gemini proc of Caster's Watch, right? So you're getting an HOT off that. Plus I'm getting an HOT off of the Pheromone Bloom if I decide to even use it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I tested out probably about a month ago. So, viably recently. It's not a 25%er by no means. But hear me out. If I run a supercharge build and decide to use a 25%er, like people do in Battle Tank Roll, I will use something like Dash Attack or something if I decide to go super speed or whatever, Pheromone Bloom or whatever have you, right? Here's the method of my madness. I could run a pheromone bloom at a 25%er, stun, uproot, and juggle everything around me, and be proccing Gemini, right? At 200, that's healing like crazy. Then it's also regenerating a never-ending supercharge, right?
Yep.
It's also going to be building my 50%er, which is Envelop. Now, Envelop years ago used to be shit because it would encase you in rock, but you would lose all aggro, right?
Yeah.
It would heal you to full, you'd lose all aggro, the raid would go all over the place, and everybody would die, you'd break out, and what the fuck was the point?
There's so many powers with Earth like that. They're all broken.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with Envelop, they fixed it because I tested it recently. Envelop now puts you inside a protective rock thing of lattice. It looks like a giant baseball with holes all through it, almost like lattice would be like in a garden or on the side of a building.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's for a short time, it knocks down nearby enemies and quickly restores. Now, it says some of your health. Now, please understand what I mean by some. In Earth form, my health is nowhere near as high as it was when I was fire tanking, right? I mean, 2 DLCs ago, I had 220,000 in health and fire the way I spec'd. Now, I'm about 160,000 in Earth, and that's before I get everything to 200 to get these other 4 and 5% health buffs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's before I spam fucking Delucy Refractor, which adds another God knows how much health based off dominance. Since Earth is all dominance based, I'm getting a fuckload of health given to me when I spam that pull.
Right.
But when I run a 25% supercharge, whatever way you're comfortable running, it'll work with any movement mode, any iconic that's 25. You find what works for you, right? But whatever you run at a 25%er, I'm going to run Envelop with that. So while Gemini is constantly going, I've got an Envelop for an oh shit moment that will shield me in a Gemini, and I'm at full fucking health almost instantly. That shield does not break the entire time it's up.
Oh.
I had a couple people try to duel me, and I said, hit me with every fucking thing you got. I said, don't hold back. Trinkets, supply drops, buff sodas, omegas, orbitals, your henchmen's, your fucking entombs, whatever the fuck you want to hit me with. And this motherfucker didn't even break. They were out of shit, and they said, dude, your health's not moving. Because they couldn't get past the fucking shield to even get to me.
The problem with Envelop, though, is that you're stationary. Like, they really messed that up bad. They should have just made you have, like, a rock armor or, like, a golem type. Like, just basically copied Ice. Like, there's so many powers in the Earth power set that are absolutely retarded. They could be better. Soothing Sands could be a shield. Why does everyone have to use Hard Light Shield? There should be 2 shields built into every tank power.
I got you, and don't get me wrong. In my Jackhammer Aftershock loadout, where Brick is not even viable, that is where I'm using the Supercharge. That's where Gemini will be. So when I'm in there using Aftershock or whatever, I have Gemstone Shield, which is the hardest shield in the game, with the exception of Amazonian Deflection. But in Amazon, you can be knocked out of it, and you're stuck in it, right? Unless you want to cancel it.
Too long of a cooldown, yeah.
Exactly.
Should be 18
Gemstone,
seconds.
you're mobile, but it's the best shield in the game. Hard Light Shield is the second strongest shield in the game, only to Gemstone. And you can move.
Although with Gemstone, I have noticed, especially in Elite content where there's lots of knockdowns and stuns, that you can be knocked out of completing it. Even though it says usable while controlled, I find that if you're knocked on your ass, you can complete it, but you can get knocked out of the combo, like, pretty frequently, I've noticed. So that's kind of a disadvantage.
There's a trick to that. There's actually a trick to that where you can avoid the knockback.
Oh, okay.
There's a trick. There's a complete... I've never not been able to get up 100% no matter what happens. But when I rotate through my shields, okay, and then I still have the Supercharge and the Gemini proc... I mean, not the Gemini, because I'm not using Gemini in that rotation. But when I'm using that system... Yeah, I am, excuse me. In the shield rotation with just the Aftershock loadout for Jackhammer, that's where I'm proccing Gemini. You see what I mean? So that's also where the Supercharge comes into play. There's so many different ways that's just ridiculous. And that's also just fucking insane. But when I don't use a Supercharge and there's no Gemini needed, dude, I'm jumping all over the fucking place just keeping Brick going. And to be honest with you, we ran a. No, I'm not a battle tank. I don't want to be a battle tank. I've never wanted to be a battle tank. I have no interest in battle tanking. And I personally do not think I'd be good at it with my hands. Okay? I'm getting older. It is what it is. Shit happens. But I literally am one of the best old school tanks to ever play this game. And that's not me being braggadocious. That's just, I used to be ranked 3 in the fucking world when you looked me up. And it was as a tank. But I'll tell you the truth. As a DPS, I'm good, but there are way better. Ed will eat my lunch and tank roll. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I've lost to Bill a couple times since he's gone Quantum, I think. There's people that beat me in DPS roll. But before my hand started taking a shit and this shit happened, I was a really good tank, dude. I used to go in there as a fire tank when before Artifacts came out. And this was, what was it, Ultimate Soldier Elite, wasn't it, G? When it was the viable shit in the game, and nobody was beating it when you left everybody up, right? Both bosses, Grundy and Ghost and Soldier. We went in there with a Rage tank, we went in there with Earth tanks, we went in there with all kinds of different tanks, and they were pugs, but they were respected pugs. They were having trouble trying to keep just the boss. They were dying on the boss. I was holding ads, and then before we got in there, the guy goes, "What type of tank is he?" And I said, "I'm fire." He goes, "There's no way he's going to survive the ads." I tanked both sub-bosses
Fire's
and
always
all
been good
the
with ads.
fucking ads. All the ads. Didn't lose aggro, didn't die, didn't struggle. I wasn't losing shit in the group. He kept dying on the boss.
Yep.
So then he goes, "Let me take the ads, you take the boss." I said, "No problem." I went over to the boss. Same instance, we're still trying to get through this, right?
Sure.
I go tank the fucking boss and put on single target, and he goes and takes the ads, and he dies over there, and his ass is rage. So I'm like, what the fuck? So then we try to flip it back again. I take the ads and the sub-bosses, and he dies, and I said, fuck this. I go over, I'm tanking the sub-bosses, the ads, and the fucking main boss on fire. Tell G if I'm lying. Ask him.
That was climactic.
Yeah, no shit. It's like he's just like. It's just my thing is
I used to be that way with SM.
What I used to enjoy in this game, and what still makes me, I get more excited just talking about it and doing it, and that's why I want my hands fixed, because that's all I want to do when I get back as tank. But I'm not a battle tank. I do not do any damage. Please understand when I say that. I will be bottom of the fucking scoreboard.
It's not that hard, though. It's like 2 moves.
Yeah, but what I like is the reverse side of it. That's what I like. Say people like to do the DPS competitions, right? And they want to run up the scoreboard. And I don't care if you do or don't. That's fine. It's fun. I like the reverse side of that. I would rather see the scoreboard of how much fucking damage can I take and survive and not die. How many bosses can I hold? How many ads with bosses can I hold and I'm not struggling? That's what I enjoy. I want to basically be the guy that can take the one-shots in the game and I'm fucking standing.
That's why SM's like so fun to tank, because it's like a tank check, basically. It's like how much can you survive?
And that's why I liked 8-man shit, because to me it hit harder, and I liked having bosses, multiple bosses out. It was something that showed. You see what I'm saying? I didn't care for 4-man survival mode. I liked real survival mode.
I think they just did that because there's like not enough people to make proper 8-man groups like before. So I understand it. It's just, it's not the same. Not the same atmosphere, not the same, It's like just like a super hard alert kind of thing. It's different.
Exactly. And the other thing is I'm waiting for them. Well, the word is anxiously hoping. I'm doing my best right now to build my character up to look like Doomsday. There's 2 different things. So I'm going to change my character's size, which I could do that now if they ever implement the armor. But I'm waiting on either a Devastator, vendor of Elite Gear for hopefully part 3 of this, if they ever release it, where there's a Batman Doomsday kind of thing. where it looks wicked as shit with, you know, just the bones and everything else and just amazing looking, or I'm hoping for a Doomsday Elite vendor at some point with, you know, the bones and all that. And if they ever do, I'm going to go brute large, and I'm making literally, you know, I'm going to stay Earth and create my Doomsday character.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm trying to make this work. Like I said, I'm not trying to be any damage causing, but I'm also trying to build a character here that not only can take damage, but make it where I'm power efficient, so the trolls don't have to worry about me other than a POT, right? And I'm also trying to make it to where the healers, other than a heal over time, my Gemini or my supply drops and my own shit takes care of me. That way they can either put a circle under me, because you can ask Ed on this, because he even told me this, and I didn't know this, because I'm still new to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that a water healer, because I am a water healer, the double circle underneath a brick will heal a fucking brick to full without me even popping anything.
Earth and water is probably the strongest combination.
Yeah, so exactly. So please picture my loadout. I run my Earth and Grip or Stone, single target or multiple, right? I run Epicenter with restorative Epicenter in my leg mods, right? Keep everybody on me when I get them there. I run my Gemstone Shield. That's my personal shield. I have my brick. I have my fortified golem that I keep up on brick at all times. So if I'm juggled, I can still get that off, so no big deal. And I have totem. Now, totem I use in a situation where if I can stay stale. You know, as long as I'm not having to move for a mechanic eating me or whatever, then I can pull everything in on me old school and just give me your best shot. I'm going to take it all. And then I've got fortified golem healing brick. I've got totem healing brick, which I love because the heals are based off your dominance, which I think is kind of cool. So the bigger my dominance pool, the more heals totem is giving out. It has nothing to do with resto.
Did they fix it? Is it scaled properly now?
I have to be honest, it doesn't heal as much as fortified golem does, but I went out there and pulled in Metal 1. I haven't done it with this map yet. But in Metal 1, I went out to, where you pulled all the metal fucking cops and people and shit out there in Gotham. Mm-hmm. I pulled probably close to 20 ads or more on me, and I wasn't purposely trying to heal Brick. What I was trying to do is let him take a lot of damage, and then I put down Totem and watched it. And the heals he was getting were, pretty close to 1,000 a pop. Now, please understand, this was like boop, 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 right? So they weren't holy shit, but when I hit Fortified Golem, he went to full, and as long as Totem was around and it was jackhammering the shit out of everything, it was a DOT of some kind, but I was using it more as a factor of maintaining the aggro, right, and giving the Brick a secondary heal. Mm-hmm. And his health never fucking moved. I wasn't jackhammering. I wasn't doing damage. I was letting Brick just take damage. Mm-hmm. And between me fortifying him and Totem, that's all I fucking did. That motherfucker could not be killed. He couldn't even be hurt.
See, a lot of the Earth powers are really, really, really good in theory, but in practice, they're complete shit. You go into Phoenix Cannon Elite and face Lady Blackhawk and see if any powers are useful except for shielding yourself so that you don't get put 6 feet under.
Well, that's just it. You have to understand, I'm running the shield with Brick.
Oh, so I know.
I keep Brick fortified, and I'm Gemstone the whole time. And that's the other reason I have Manacles of Force, and I'm taking it to 200, because it immediately cools down Gemstone as soon as I'm procced. You see what I'm saying? Right. When I get put in an unshakable state, it automatically happens. Mm-hmm. And then I get the defense debuff and everything from the symbols of the 7 and the 10% restoration for healing in. It's just everything I'm building is working together. Do you get what I'm saying? There is no damage on my tank. I'm telling you right now, the numbers I will do will be a joke. But I will not be killed.
Well, to you, I say a challenge would be Phoenix Cannon Elite first boss, because that really will test your mettle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, let my hand get fixed, and I'm willing to try. Willing to try, certainly. So, and that's
that
what excites me.
That shit was so aggravating that I went and spent $50 just switching powers. That's how much it pissed me off. And
Yeah.
I've done Ultimate Soldier, I've done Elite, beat Doomsday, done all the accolades there were, but this new stuff is no joke. Like,
Oh no, I understand that.
and it's not saying
I
that like I
just
know every little nook and cranny of Earth, even though I played it for 8 years. There's still things to be learned, and I'm still figuring a few things out. But like
right.
once you've ran through every shield and got heals and popped a soda and popped your supply drop, and they're still one-shotting you, and you have like the max CR almost, then you're kind of left with nothing, right? So
Well, let me ask you a question on this, Soma, because I'm curious about this. What are you running your utility build? I may be able to help you out, which maybe you just didn't realize it, or maybe I'm fixing to help you, or maybe you can help me, but I'm fixing to tell you how I do it.
interesting. I run the breakout trinket, the gold one, from wherever I
Good
got
man.
that from. I
Good man.
run, if it's elite content, then I'll use my like not the death blossom, the healing blossom, like the thing, because that thing will heal me for like 10 to 12k when it procs. And then after that, it's the supply drop, and my fourth thing. I'm in DPS role, so I can't really
Right, you're going
think
off
what
kind of
it
what you
is,
remember.
but it's either an orbital strike or like just whatever else that it was. I can't remember,
Okay.
but
You
those
and
are
mine is
three for sure.
very similar. Very similar. What do you run on your affinities?
Affinities like for the white mods.
Yeah.
Uh, well, I run like all the tank ones, so fortified assault. I do extended supercharge because I feel like quick healing just really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. That could just be me, but I'll run like extended supercharge, and then for hands I'll do like shielded thing. But because I do a lot of DPSing, I kind of forget to switch them out. So really, the neck mod's the only thing that I consistently will remember to switch. But
Right.
yeah,
Would you like me to tell you how the method of my madness works? I can go in a chat with you because I don't want to bug the guys in league chat. Be like, God damn it, Inferno, shut up.
eh,
I'm willing to learn if you can teach me something, and vice versa, dude. I mean, like I said, I'm humble when it comes to shit I don't know, and shit I do know, I will happily tell anybody. And the one thing I do know is tanking, but it doesn't mean I know everything, like you said. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to learn shit too.
yeah, I had to drop that attitude when that boss dropped me. Like, you know, no point in thinking that you're the best in the world when there's always someone better. So, there's people to
Oh
learn
no, I
from.
was never even at my best. I was never the best. Like I said, I was number 3. There were 2 people better than me, and that was back when it was prime time, old school. You know, when the legends still played the game. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I've gotten older. Like I said, dude, it is what it is. It's a fact of fucking life. I wish I was fucking 30 years old again playing this game, but I'm not.
Yep.
Let's see. Do you want to go discuss this in a group chat? I'll go with you.
I think we're all right here. Make the league better.
All right.
People are always
All right.
yapping away, so.
I just didn't want to overtalk if anybody else was discussing.
Speaking DPS.
All right. What I run is, obviously this is something you could argue depending on your playstyle. In the weapon mod, I run Absorption Adapter. Not only is it an extra shield I don't have to summon, but it's damage mitigation. An argument can be made if you want to put in the one that restores power or healing, depending on how you play. Right. When my head mod, I run the Supercharge Entomb 3. Now, this is the loadout, always, but, obviously Entomb 3 is only going to work if I'm running the Supercharge side, like I said. But I run Entomb 3 in the head, Fortified Assault and everything. I run Accelerated Gemstone Shield. All right. I run.
Yeah.
That's another reason my shield cools down so fast. I run in the chest. This is where we're different. Like I said, this is a survival build. This is not a damage build. I run Hardy. It's an extra 5% health. I'll tell you why I run that in a minute. All right. In my legs, I run Restorative Epicenter. In my feet, Tumble Master, obviously. I mean, that's the best thing in the game to get the fuck out of the way, right?
Right.
In the hands, I run Regenerative Shielding. The reason I run Hardy, now 5% doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you look at trying to get these artifacts up to 200 and 180, so you can gain 5% of all these stats that are viable for whatever role you play, right?
Yeah.
Fight, resto, whatever you want. 5% is a lot of shit when you get high-end stats. So I run hardy because 5% to a tank is huge when you look at what our base health already is. The other reason I run hardy is this. You said in your utility belt you run Death Blossom or Spore or whatever. I used to run that because it did do heals. There's one that does a heal over time, and there's one that saves up at the end, and when it dies, it does a massive burst heal. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it's situational how you like to play. I run the Heartthrob that I tell every fucking tank every Valentine's Day since it dropped you need to have in your loadout. It is a 5% health buff pet that hovers out there for almost a full fucking 45 seconds.
Wow.
So that is a
10%
health. Yes, it's any bet. You can use it for any role. And it's a true stacking fucking pet. The 5% I gain out of Hardy and the 5% I gain out of Heartthrob, I'm gaining 10% health before the artifacts are even on the fucking table.
Damn.
That's one of the secrets to shit, right? Now hear me out when I think shit through, okay? When you look at the way that I explained the Philosopher's Stone, right? Mm-hmm. 4% across everything at all time. Then you've got the fact of your artifacts, 5%, 4%, etc. We're just talking about health. We haven't gone into dominance, restoration for shield strength mechanics, nothing yet, right?
Yep.
You're looking about, and this is before any fourth slot's ever added. I'm getting an almost 25% health increase just off the fucking percentages I get before I even activate, proc, or do anything. I haven't pulled an ad yet. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So that's how my stats are so high. Because of the way I'm building is literally an old school fucking Sherman tank. It's basically, you can hit me, but I'm not going to feel it. And that's how it works. I do run the breakout trinket, like you said, so there's no power cost, right? I try to reserve my power as much as possible. I run a supply drop. Obviously, on the Philosopher's Stone build, that's going to be fucking wonderful night and day difference. I then run the... in my defense, I fucked up for several years and did not fucking use this because I didn't realize that they were viable. You know how you said, did they actually scale everything properly to where it's beneficial now?
Yeah.
I thought this consumable was broken and had been for fucking years, so I wasn't using it for like 4 years.
Right.
I'm now using the fucking the dampening field consumable because you can put 1,000 of them in your fucking utility belt, so you never run out. And the new ones that I have the plan for, Obsidian did the proc video. You know when Justice League Dark was out. And the one for Justice League Dark, he said, will absorb about 30,000 damage back then. We're two DLCs past that.
Go to group chat.
You see what I'm saying? We're two DLCs past that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm estimating somewhere around 35 to 40,000 absorption on top of the absorption of the shields of Earth, based off dominance and resto, on top of the absorption mechanic Earth has naturally. And then you still got your Gemini and your fucking shit healing you, healers healing you, your pets out, everything else. That's how I don't die. Yep. You've got too many layers to get through to get to me.
No, it all makes sense.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm building a fucking tank. I'm not building a battle tank. I don't understand that shit. The affinities, obviously, because right now I'm DPSing. I run Might 1 and Might 1 in both A and B. They will both be dominance once I, get my hand back to normal, and that's all I do is tank. But in the D-Link, which it's made for Earth until they do something else, I run Soul Link. This is the other reason I don't take damage. Active while wearing 8 pieces of Elite gear transfers another 2% of my incoming damage to my pet. Mm-hmm. That's another reason I have the Golem and the Totem out. So he's constantly getting his own, healing buff, power regen, and like you said, which Ed taught me, I did not know this. Put fucking water puddles under me. Good fucking luck killing me. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
So you kind of get the method to my madness.
Yeah, makes sense. But I'm just warning you that when you go into Phoenix Cannon Elite and tank it, you're going to have your mind blown or changed or...
I got you. Like I said, man, I'm willing to learn. There's stuff I learn every damn day in this game. You know, I left Fire after God knows how many years because I started the game in beta with it. And it's like, Fire I knew.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Earth, I was like, this is what I'm thinking might work. And it worked. Other people were telling me not to use Totem. I found out it worked for me, you know, but other people are different.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is. But everybody has a different play style as well.
I just wish that they would make Soothing Sands a shield. They even have the sand surround you. Like, it could be a sand shield.
Yeah.
No problem.
It does look like one, but it doesn't heal as strong as it used to either. They took that healing way down off Soothing where it used to be a really good heal.
Yep. So I don't like that, and I think Totem could be much, much better. Like, if they really wanted to deliver on the promise of Earth, they could make it way more effective. And then Envelop is the other one that I hate. I just won't use stuff like that just for that reason. Because it's not what I think it should be. Damn! Everybody DC'd.
Damn.
So for my... Here's my question, though. Oh, sorry. So, let's say you're tanking, like, the hardest boss in the game or whatever, and you're just getting... Like, Brick's not going to survive whether you power him or not.
Yeah.
Would you want to run 4
shields? Just like with Ice, your
shields?
shields are weak, you don't have the gear yet. Right. I got you.
Right, but so would it, in that case, is it more effective to run 4 self shields and not just worry at all about Brick dying, because he's just going to die over and over and over again with or without?
Realistically speaking, if Brick is not able to survive at all, and I mean at all, at that point it may be more viable to run shields to make sure you survive and just keep your own stats stacked. You see what I mean? Because as long as you're in the fight, you're holding the aggro.
And if you can summon him, then you still get the benefit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 3:30. They're playing the Bills today. I'm hoping we win that, because if we do, we're clinching the AFC berth there. Yeah, but for me, that's what I would use in the beginning. You know, only if he is that squishy, right? If you're having to waste time and, you know, risk your own survivability / the group survivability by constantly resummoning him because he's not healing properly or taking the damage properly,
right,
then obviously you're going to want to look at something more that's going to buff yourself and have yourself survive so you can maintain everything like normal, which is what your role is anyway.
Right.
Okay. It's all right. We can watch it on the Pats app and we'll just do the play-by-play.
3-0 right
now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's something kind of cool, like how you said it's always good to learn, all this stuff. Like, I'm not trying to brag either, but I know it. It's just sometimes I don't in the moment remember or think of it. So the personal dampening fields is like, man, when I was in Elite, I should have had. I had them in my bank. I just never. It never crossed my mind because I was so like concentrating on the raid that I wasn't thinking outside the box and like thinking if there's anything else that I could do. And but also before I left, then I'm pretty sure they weren't that effective. So maybe they fixed it in the time.
Like I said, I haven't ran them in years. I thought they were garbage, but after watching Obsidian, and he was like, dude, since at least since, I don't know how recent it's been, if not maybe the whole time, they're blocking so much now on top of the regular shields. I utilize them for the simple fact of if they can absorb 35 to 40,000 hit, okay, of a one shot, and you haven't even got to my brick yet that is full powered with Golem fortified, right? Totem healing, and I'm in a fresh gemstone with my shit stacked. Dude, you haven't even got to my shield of my shields before I absorb anything yet for a healer to even start healing me. And if I'm in a double water puddle, dude, you're not going to kill Brick in that. Not if he's got his shit fortified and everything's up on him.
No. And if they cool down pretty quickly too, so you could probably pop that anytime he does die.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give your chance. Because that vulnerability window is really the only thing that will kill you. Well, or one shots, but
Yeah, but at the same time, though, there's a vulnerability window to anything in the game if you look at it properly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, even with a rage tank, you could run. I used to run. What was it when I rage tanked? Obviously, the mechanic. You know, where you stacked your health, your timer,
Yeah.
and when it got to about 7 or 8 o'clock, yeah, you did your eviscerating chain or whatever the hell you used.
Yeah.
But if you got knocked out of it, I always used, what was it? Remorseless Recovery, I think, was the one that was the reducer.
Mm-hmm.
You still took damage, but it wasn't a one-shot. You get what I'm saying?
There's a special trick with it. I don't know if you know this, but you can do your main rage mechanic and remorseless and clip them together, and they will have the matching cooldown.
And the timer's perfectly.
And it's
exactly.
It's a reduced thing, so if you're like worried about crashing in Elite and stuff, I would try and keep those linked together, but...
Exactly. I used to clip the two together and just let them, because the timer's perfect. So every time, if you ever did crash on the rarity you did, and you missed the chain or whatever you used, you were good.
Yeah.
And with Remorseless, you weren't stuck in one area. You could use it wherever you were in the room. You always had your reducer up.
Yep. And you need that, because in Elite, you're taking so much damage that if you crash, you're dead.
Right.
Whereas in Reg, you could probably survive it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I tried all the tanks before I went back to Earth when I switched there. I thought Atomic was okay. Atomic was not
I don't
bad.
know. See, if I wasn't going to go Earth, I did say this when I was asking for some advice in the league before I did the purchase. I said I was never bored with the tanking side of Fire. I got bored with the DPSing side after so many years.
Yeah,
I still think Fire's my favorite thing. But I will say this. I did ask them this because I can't remember if I talked to Ancient or Angst about it or Alex, but I did mention that because I was still pretty new to the league at the time and was still learning voices, so I can't remember who I spoke to.
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, guys, I'm thinking about leaving Fire, maybe not permanently because I still love tanking, but I'm getting bored with the DPS side. So I'm thinking of either going Earth or I'm looking at possibly going Atomic. Those are the only two that I'm interested in right now.
All right.
So I said something different, you know. And like I said, DPS-wise, I'm good, but there are better. I'm actually really good, but I'm not in the best league. You get what I'm saying? But the DPS loadout I'm rocking right now, sadly, came from someone that I thought was a friend of mine that ended up being a two-faced little bitch that stabbed me in the back when I wasn't in the room.
Oh, damn.
But I'm using his loadout. I have to give credit with who gave me what. Tanking, I've always found my own way. Yes. But I'm using his loadout, and I'm fucking loving it. But it is his loadout. Right? So DPS side was him, tank side's all me. Unfortunately, he's not in the league anymore because he decided to do a lot of shit behind my back and spread lies. That's neither here nor there. But, you know, I got to give credit where it's due when it's due. I'm a good healer. I'm not a great healer. The two things in the game that I excelled at, you know, and I really did, was tanking and trolling. Those were the things I was in the upper echelon at. Outside of that, you know, there's so many, there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people in the game that are better than me at the other roles.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, you know, finding your groove, or at least finding what you enjoy. And for me, it's definitely tanking.
For me, my tanking started to slide after the first, let's see, I think where I really started to struggle was like Zoo, and it just feels like there was like a shift in like the way that tanking had always worked, like kind of the turtle tanking thing.
You mean like the skulls, one-shots and shit?
Just like something different, and some of the boss mechanics not being kind of fair towards tanks and stuff, being kind of random.
I do think the immunities not being immune anymore are fucking pointless. Ed even brought that up where it was hitting the nail on the head with the perfect comment. What's the point of saying I'm immune, but then I die with an immunity up?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's the reason I stopped running immunities, because you're no longer immune. It's a fucking waste of time. I'm better off just going off my stats and shield up and turtle up and fucking here it comes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the immunities now, just like you said, they over-nerfed the healing of Soothing Sands, and it's not even a shield, and the immunity side is bullshit. So that's garbage. And, you know, the thing is I used to enjoy both my immunities when I was with fire as well, and now I don't really run them because they're shit.
Pretty much.
It's just, to me, I don't know who complained as a tank thinking that it should have been changed. To me, tanking was the hardest role in the game anyway, in my opinion.
You gotta remember, though, it's all about PvP, which, by the way, doesn't exist anymore. So every change that they made that ruined the PvE side was all in vain.
For PvP. Exactly.
Which is a complete joke. So to me, they should actually reverse all the changes, everything to do with balancing, because everything was fine for its PvE use. Like, I'm pretty sure that's why Fire Tank got the shit end of things, is because it was too good in PvP, right? They're like, well, these guys, no one can kill them. And I remember it too.
They couldn't kill me, and they got pissed, and that's why they said, okay, because I was rotating immunities and self-heals and a shield, and they couldn't kill me.
Yeah, and if you went in with, like, and if you knew your combos right, then, good luck.
And if you had a healer and a troll on your team, good fucking luck killing that group. Because even if you wipe the DPS, if the tank could just hold a node and you were already in the lead, and your guy got back to you, you were good.
Yeah. So, I don't know, it's a lot of the changes I disagree with and kind of don't suit my playstyle, so I think that's why I'm not the same level of tank as I used to be. And it's disappointing too, because there's the only way to be like an ultra competitive DPS is to run the same 3 artifacts as everyone else and run the same weapon and do the same fury shot. Like, that's so stupid. Boss damage, like like all the might sets. Don't get me wrong, like Earth Might is probably one of the strongest out there, but when I switched to Rage and I was doing I was going ham with Outrage and doing the usual Rage clipping thing, it wasn't even close compared to like those precision guys like Memories and the other guy.
Right.
He was ahead like by like 5 mil. Like, that shouldn't happen. And I had the stats for it. And the numbers I saw was like crazy too, so I don't know. Some of the stuff in the game just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. There are some things that don't add up. I mean, but sadly, I think what brings me back to the game or keeps me in the game all these years is it really is the social, aspect
100%.
of the game. The chat side is definitely better than anything I've played. And the other thing about this game that I have found to be smoother, now don't get me wrong, there's way better games, but the problem is this, the playability of this, the fighting mechanic in this game, how smooth and easy it is to understand and be able to clip your bars and rotations in this game, I've never been able to see mimicked anywhere else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think those are the two things that are keeping people in this game. How easy you can clip and combine everything, how smooth it plays, and then definitely the chat social aspect. That is it. If those ever got changed in this game would be dead in 6 months.
Well, I also put it to you this way. If they could have had a better start, like when this game launched, it was like not even 3 months later the PSN hack happened, remember?
Oh, it wasn't even 3 months, dude. It was shorter than that.
Yeah, so that was like pretty much a crippling
blow.
And
it was a month-long downtime. I was on since beta.
Yep. That was
I've been on here since Crisis and everybody else before the first mega server merge and all that shit.
That was kind of like a crippling blow at the start, and then I think if it was in better hands, because if you look at other games, they do microtransactions way more fairly, like Fortnite, for example, or just pretty much any other game. Like, they give you options where usually all the things that you can buy are vanity based, and they don't make you pay for a subscription. They don't make you nickel and dime you in every turn.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's killed a lot of people away from this game is flat out it's coming down to pay to win. And even though I just dropped what I dropped in the game today, and I have over the years, I'm counting replay badges and everything else along the way, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just, I've even told people that if they do anything else in this game that is a stat advancement past what they're doing now,
with artifacts,
I'm going to have to walk away. I have to walk away.
Yeah, especially
because
since
you're already paying for legendary, you're paying for your replays, you're paying for your catalysts. Not your catalyst, you're paying for your breakthrough fucking guarantees, you're paying for your fucking XP half the time, you're paying for fucking artifact completions. It's like, at some point, dude,
there's a breaking point.
Yeah, it's going to be like, I'm done, man. You've made more than enough off me. I'm walking the fuck away. You know?
And it's almost like it's already pretty much at the point where like you're not going to be a very effective tank in Elite if you don't have like 3 160s or at least 1 or 2. And same thing with DPS. Like if you want any hope of competing with anyone, you're going to need to have like your artifacts up. And the people that have the 200s, if they're good, like not if they're total crap, but they're going to be better than you if you have 3 160s. So
oh wait, I'm already seeing it. I mean, there's people that, respectfully speaking, that I'm out DPSing and have for years, and I was out DPSing with fire. You get what I'm saying? I know I can do it with earth, but because they're starting to have further advancement, whether they've earned it or bought it or however it is, either way, I'm not judging, I'm not angry. It's just when I'm looking at the artifacts they have or the different things that I haven't achieved yet because I'm just not going to fucking spend all that money, dude, I can't keep up with them. I just can't. There's people I used to beat by 10 mil that are beating me now by 5.
Exactly. And I was in a group with someone and I was looking at I was inspecting them. They had 3 200s and they had the OP waste, and like, yeah, you can earn the OP waste, but they obviously spent money to get it sooner, right? And that thing's like 500 precision, like 600 might ahead of my regular, my gear, the best gear that they have in the vendor right now. So, that one I'm not going to whine about, but that is an advantage. So, especially in like an hour-long raid and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Anybody that tells me that a fucking extra 600 might is not going to make a difference, I'm like, dude, you need to go run a raid with me.
You need to go back to school.
You need to go run an elite raid for about 3 hours and tell me at the end of that fucking raid if you think that might didn't make a difference.
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know. And then the way that I like to play the game now is I don't even think about time capsules anymore, luckily, but the artifact thing is still a struggle, not gonna lie. So
yeah.
Yep.
Oh shit, I gotta think about something real quick. I purchased that bundle, right, for the 15,000. Where the fuck is my rare obsidian red aura thing that I never saw? Where the fuck is that at?
Supposed to be in your inventory.
Maybe it showed up and I didn't see it.
You might have just overlooked it or something.
It's possible? I'm guessing it's a gold thing like normal, right?
Yeah, it looks exactly like the rest of them. The sparkly thing.
I don't have it. Is it something I got to redeem maybe if I go to Marketplace?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you have to redeem it first and then it'll be in your inventory.
Well, let me redeem that before they fucking remove it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They'll be like, oops, we weren't supposed to release that bundle. Oops.
Is it just called Red Obsidian or is it called New Red? Oh, there it is. Red Obsidian material. That's got to be it.
Yep, that's it. If you want to see what it looks like, I'm wearing it, so.
Yeah, where the hell are you, by the way?
We're about to finish the raid. I'll be right out.
Alright, cool.
All that tank
the other thing I was going to tell you real quick, you said you battle tank, right?
Yeah. My reason for that, though, is not just chase.
Have you ran aggressive protection?
The what?
Do you run Type C aggressive protection? Because if you're running a battle tank, that would be a fucking must for me.
Yeah. Is that the one that requires the elite gear?
Yes. But the buff you get out of it is fucking insane because I don't battle tank.
Pieces for that yet.
It's 6 pieces if you ever do get there, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it says while wearing 6, when you hit your weapon buff, you have a 25% chance to be granted 6 seconds of damage absorption reducing damage by 100% until it's equal to 20% of your max health.
Wow. That is pretty
good. And this
good.
effect occurs every 12 seconds.
The battle tank thing, though, I'd like to get into for a second. For me, it's not a matter of scorecard chasing. It literally was a progression of me just thinking, like, man, when I queue up for an alert, I want it to go faster, and these people suck. And last time when I came back to the game and it was like a thing, a lot of DPS were just garbage, so that was mostly where it came from. It had nothing to do with like trying to out DPS people or do 2 jobs at once. It's just like, you can do it, so might as well, you know?
Oh, like I said, I don't knock it. It's just I wouldn't enjoy it is what I'm getting at. For me, it's all about like what I used to enjoy with Fire or Rage. Those were my 2 favorites to ever play.
Yeah.
Is I used to be able to fucking stack my health, pull everything in, and then I would just watch the self-healing come in where it looked like a fucking slot machine. And we're not talking, oh, look, it's 10K. It was like 8K, 8K, 20K, 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 30K, 40K, 80K. And it was just, you couldn't even read it. It was scrolling so fast, the heals I was getting. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like the more shit I pulled in, the more OP I got. And I had so much fun doing that. I could give 2 shits about DPSing. That's kind of where I was like, dude, this is what I enjoy. And when I look at the end of a raid, and I'm just going to, this is now because I can't really tank right now at this point because of the shit going on. But when I look at the end of a raid and I see a scorecard, say you got a DPS in there that did 35, 40 mil, whatever, and they're just fucking smoking it out. That's awesome. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
But if I see a tank in there that took 80 mil damage and they never fucking died, and the troller didn't have to give them a shitload of power, and, you know, the heals, you know, to them, the healer wasn't going, God, I can't keep this tank alive, and it was just a smooth run, but the tank was just, it was always, you know, what do you got? Let me see if I can take it, right?
Yeah.
I have so much fun looking at that final number and go, okay, can I beat my record next run? And every time I try to take a little more damage and a little more damage. You kind of get where I'm going? I try to beat my own score.
But, like, for example, the raid I'm in now where I have, like, no healing and no power, it's not very fun to tank at all. I'm not gonna lie.
I would have done it.
I don't enjoy that type of challenge. I'd rather just have things go smoothly.
Right.
But I suppose I could just run my metabolic boost in this case. I just haven't switched to it, so. It's weird though, like with certain setups and stuff, you can basically be a fire earth tank in a way. Like there's enough things that you can do where you can heal yourself. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. I hope though that I can be geared up again by the time SM comes out.
Well, like I said, I'm building up the DPS side right now because that's pretty much what I can do. And when I get full elite done, which I've got everything unlocked except the chest and the back. Don't have them purchased, but I have the renown unlocked.
Nice.
Once I get the chest and back unlocked, I'll have enough marks to buy the OP chest, the elite chest, to go with my legs.
Nice.
So the only thing I'll have to buy at that point will be back, shoulders, feet, waist, and I'm done. I have the full elite set.
Wow.
I'll bust the feet, the discount, then I'll buy the discount on my healer, and then it'll buy the regular vendor gear in healer roll at a 50% discount for me to then buy the 50-point feet back on my main. You see what I mean?
Yeah. That's definitely the way to do it.
Yeah, and then I run full elite gear in my tank roll, so once I get the discount on my main for the DPS side, obviously all the elite gear is 50% off. So it's time to go shopping for tank roll. And that's when I get excited. Every time I go get a new chest piece or boots or a weapon, something for tank stats, I literally get excited.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's like, oh, that extra 250 defense is going to make it so much easier.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And then looking at your stats when you're all done, like just decked out, that's a great feeling too.
Yeah, it's incredibly insane. I did the math on this DLC, and this is what's got me so excited to be able to be tanking when I get there. with the OP waist when it's achieved, right?
Yeah.
And you're wearing it with just you having this is with 3 artifacts at 200, okay? Your tank ones.
Yeah.
The OP waist, no vendor gear outside of the OP waist and your artifacts, okay? And maybe your weapon. I'm trying to remember. I got to look down what my formula was. Your dominance is going to be 31,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, your defense is going to be over. Now check this out. I've done the math on this. When you jackhammer and you bust your shit up there, right? And you go back to look at your stats, your defense, this DLC, will be over 100,000 in Earth Roll before your absorption is taken into effect, and your health is going to be close to 200k.
I already seen it in, unless maybe it was because of the Thanagar area, but I had it at 101,000 when I had my 3 160s and all my regular gear.
Yep. And let me ask you a question. Do you currently have the 2 dominance augments right now?
Not anymore. I ate them for DPS. Like, I switched over from all my super tank to DPSing.
I got you. So you got rid of that 16% defense you're going to gain then. Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
See, that's what's... I have none of that right now. So I'm missing all 6% dominance and health on both of them because I haven't got them to 15 yet, either one of them. I'm missing the 16% defense I'm going to gain. I mean, dude, that's going to be insane on top of these artifacts that I'm purchasing now to get up there. Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts.
Turn into a legit brick wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I still got 2787. I need to buy this shit while it's still on sale. Let's see here. 75,000. There's another one. Okay, that took me to 21. Let me buy one more, and I'm going to hold off just a little bit. This is me with 1427 in the marketplace cash, and that puts me currently at 20 perfect nth metals on top of what else I've got. So 75. Let's see, 75 times 2. That's 150,000. So, Jesus.
Yeah. We'll have to have this whole tank conversation though once you get in there for DME second boss and first boss Phoenix Cannon, because like it totally will change your perspective on like what you think your stats will do and the whole thing. Like
right. Well, no, I agree with that and I respect that.
Fully geared.
Just for me to go in there, like I said, if I can get back to being the best I'm physically and mentally able to be at this point in my life, right? After my hand is better.
What happened?
And then I'd get a little bit, and I get a little. I've got an issue with my tendon. I have a possible nerve issue in my hand, so I can't control my left hand sometimes. I got injured at work. It wasn't due to negligence or my fault. What it was is a coworker of mine didn't secure something properly.
Oh, no.
And I was coming through the area, and I'm the victim of the accident.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So, that's no big deal. At least I had my hand out, right?
Right. At least you didn't lose your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Or my neck if my hand wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
It's just, so that's the reason why, because I'm going to tell you the truth, man. There's some people in this league that are really good tanks. I mean, exceptionally good tanks. It's just, they're kind of in my boat because they're not in a position right now where they can buy their way up there. They don't have the artifacts. You see what I mean? Yeah. So they're trying because they damn sure got the skill. There's no doubt about that. It's just they're trying to get caught up, right?
Yeah, and it takes
and they're
time.
falling behind because of this new gimmick, and it's like it's not right. So punishing good players that have been loyal, that's kind of fucked up in my book, you know.
And nobody wants to deal with like the stress of tanking undergeared, and even when you are geared, it's still not easy, especially with elite.
Right.
So they've really, really, really drastically reduced the amount of tanks in the game.
Right.
Yeah. And like you said, to be the best tank you can, you need to have your artifacts up. So that's another barrier to entry instead of just switching roles.
Exactly.
That's why
it's just that's definitely where it's changed to the point where the thing I'm not understanding, and I'm not judging, I just don't know how the hell these guys are doing it. I mean, before my injury and after I get my hand fixed, when I go back to work, I drive 18-wheelers for a living, but I work locally, so I'm home every night, right? Or at least every couple days. So I clear respectable money. You know, I'm not going to be rude and discuss what I make, but I make, you know, life-changing, thank you, God, I'm so humble and grateful money. And it wasn't always like that for a long time, dude. I struggled. We were almost homeless quite recently for several years. You can ask G.
Well, I remember when you were playing the game off your hotspot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you get my point.
Yep.
It's just now we're blessed, and I don't take that for granted, and I can't wait to get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, there's, even with what I make, technically, yeah, I could be one of those people that, hey, I'm maxed out in every role, fuck it, you know?
Yep.
And I could do it without it breaking the bank or hurting us. But I keep thinking in my mind, exactly. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second, I've probably dropped almost $10,000 in this game in almost 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Between replay badges, your movement mode respecs, your fucking style buys, your holiday shit, you know, your survival mode resets, booster bundles, time capsules, you know, the artifact system that I've gotten this far. Mm-hmm. It's like, how much, I mean, I don't even want to know how many thousands, but I know this, it's north of $8,000. I'll bet money on it.
Yep. And just imagine if they had those numbers available. Like,
yeah.
There goes the
population.
I'll tell
you right now, if somebody right now came up to me and says, look, I'll buy your account back for every dime you've put in it to this day. They said, here's the proof. You've spent, let's say, $8,647.32. I'll buy it from you for right now.
Without a question.
I'm like, we go to the bank. We go to my bank right now. You put $100 bills on the counter. You let the lady at the bank run the pin over to make sure they're legit. She inspects them. Once the money goes into my account, I will be hooked up on a hotspot right then and there, and I'll give you the fucking password.
Yep.
You can change the password in front of me without me looking, so I'll never be able to come back and get it back. You know what I'm saying? I said, you can have my console, dude, for $6,000 or $8,000 something dollars. Yeah. So there's no way I'm coming back with this console with the IP saying it's my shit. Yep. You know, I'll do you a solid deal. But if they came back and bought what I put in this game, dude, I would go down to fucking my bank right now. I'd pay off my platinum card, my fucking the personal loan that we have that's like $300 and something a month, and I'd be calling fucking McCree Ford tomorrow morning, or I'd call him on his phone tonight because he's a buddy, and tell the salesman to pull that Mustang Bullet off the showroom, put sold on it. I'm coming to pick the sumbitch up this week. It's like, fuck it, I'm done. But that ain't gonna happen. So.
Yeah, and that would be nice. Or like, let's say when they shut the game down, or if you bought a membership or whatever, and they shut it down prematurely, they like have to refund you a certain percentage or something.
Yeah.
Like if something goes sideways.
See, the thing is this. They, according to G, he gave me some reassuring good news that they just renewed their. Holy shit! I haven't seen that guy in fucking years. Years. I'm taking a picture of that shit. That's good to see. Oh, I thought that was Juggalos'. That's not Juggalos. He just made it look like him.
Where you see that?
He's at the broker, standing right next to
Oh, that reminds me. I have to show you the thing, Red Obsidian.
I want to get a picture of this.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you, though. If I could sell it back for everything that I've put into it, I would. The only little small hitch, which is not even that big of a deal with that amount, is like I kind of like all the stuff I did for platinum trophies, because I've always been a trophy hunter.
Hold on, repeat that again, bud.
I was just saying, where was I? Oh, I'm in the same boat as you. If I could, I would sell it for all that. But the one part that would kind of, in the back of my mind, bother me is like the work that I put into getting platinum trophies. Because the thing is, the thing that was most appealing about this game when it first came out was the feat system, like the idea of working towards these things and earning them and stuff. So that took over for my trophy hunting and achievement hunting. So that's the part that I wouldn't like if I had to sell my account, but it would be worth it, I think. Even so.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. Just imagine though.
Oh yeah, where the hell are you so I can see this red thing?
I'm in the Hall of Doom. Wait, is that you? No, that's
Now that we're out of that raid, yeah. He's in the Hall of Doom.
Bro,
I'm literally standing in front of the broker.
Well,
was messy.
That was a little
There's
messy.
Jinsu.
You guys
I'm here by quite a few league mates,
multiple
actually.
worlds.
See, what I thought about doing, G, but because they haven't put the armor in the game yet or the style, I don't want to make that commitment and then come back later and find out that they don't, you know?
What?
I'm waiting for my fucking Devastator or my Doomsday style, and then I'm definitely going fucking Brute Large.
Brute Large.
I've got my look as close as I can get till they give me an armor set.
I'm over here, away from everyone.
See, I'm wearing the green Obsidian. I'm actually wearing the green Doom Door, which is perfect for what I want to do.
You see this though?
I see the material. I don't see the aura. Oh, wait a second. Is this shit a material I have? What is this shit? Oh, it is. It is. Dude, I gotta be honest. That looks really good to me, actually.
Yeah. For some reason I thought it was like a lava material or something. I didn't understand.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Obsidian
Check this shit out. Check this shit out. Okay, look at it the way you're standing, right? If you put that material just on certain parts of each piece of gear, if you build it right, and they come out with a yellow obsidian, you could literally make the perfect fucking Iron Man.
Yeah, dude. It's true.
Because it has the reflective metallic look. It is perfect, the perfect red. You would literally just have to come up with a yellow or a gray if you wanted to make a War Machine.
That's a good point. I wonder if...
I actually fucking like that, dude. I like that a fucking lot. And I have that, too. That's tempting. Fuck, that's tempting.
I like the look of it. That's why I did it. Plus, I didn't know what it was going to look like. And these hand things are cool, too. I don't even know what these are.
What are you guys up to anyways?
I'm literally fixing to pee, but we've been talking tank stuff since the whole time y'all left. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Very interesting.
We're done now. We're done, but... But he's actually put some good points out there that, you know, when I get back to normal, I'd like to go see how I fare, you know, with a little bit more gear, at least purple gear, you know what I'm saying? And other things of that nature.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I still need to run Mom regular.
Oh.
I'm helping Ancient with his last raid right now, or else I would.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Don't my wood today. Because he hates plugging this one. What was it, Ancient? You said you tried queuing up the event and it was like a 30-minute run?
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that was quick. Took like 2 seconds to queue in there. Nice. Oh, they have a tank.
No,
Sweet.
That sounds like a party.
Oh, wow, yeah, you're like, fuck.
I didn't know you were so forceful and demanding. What are you doing later?
They're that bad an event. Good God.
Yep. Fuck that.
Good God, man.
Nice. I joined just in time for them to beat the boss. Love it.
Oh, perfect. I love those perfect timings. It's rare, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad
like
I get them
those.
sometimes.
Wow.
Nice. Yep. Well, guys, I have to poop, so I'll be back in a minute. Well, I had to pee, but now I got to poop.
As soon as you said that, I lost 3 streamers or followers, viewers.
So we need to do DM, ain't it?
Okay, I will check the score for you while I poop.
Right.
Can you do me a favor, Gregory? Come back.
I can't believe you were 35 minutes on the last boss. Good God.
I know, that sucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I know what people are getting for Christmas.
Give me 1 sec.
No. Put it in there.
Yeah, I might.
I don't need water for this experiment. Thank you.
I didn't think so. So what's the score? Soak right now. Soaking right now. What are you doing?
Right now I'm pushing. Honey, we don't suck. We're playing one of the best fucking teams right now. They have a
I meant this game.
right now.
We're ahead.
That's a blessing. Right now they have a total team where we have a defense and a great legendary quarterback. That's what we got.
I meant this game. I didn't mean in general.
Okay, I'm back. Good grub. I put the food in the microwave. Let's see what we need. We got a troll, we got a heal.
What do you need?
Probably a pink. That's it.
Cloud's up to 286.
Nice.
Say, who's healing?
I don't know. Why?
I could probably do it. Might depend on the tank, but where to heal him?
Nothing wrong until it resets first. You were on the